So the last 2 days we've taken a look at what are the names of the different types of system. Today we're going to start learning how to solve a system, meaning find the solution, find the ordered pair that makes the equation true, that makes both equations true. There's 3 different ways to solve a system. One way is by graphing. So put the equations into slope-intercept form. In this case, both of our equations are already in slope-intercept form, so we graph. First line I'm going to call my red line. It's got a y-intercept of 5, so I'm going to go up 5 on the y-axis. My slope is 3, or 3 over 1, so rise over run, up 3, run 1, or right 1. Or we can go down 3 and left 1. Again, I like you to use the whole graph. Most of you still aren't doing that, so please get into that habit. Especially for solving a system, because our goal for solving a system is to find the exact ordered pair where both lines meet. So if you draw this short little line, your lines may not meet. Also, if you're plotting the points, when we solve a system by graphing, I'm going to give you a nice solution that's a nice ordered pair. So if you're plotting all of those points, even if your line doesn't hit it perfectly, like mine didn't right here, we can still know that that point should be on our line. The next one is my green line. I'm going to start on the y-axis down 3. And my slope is negative, or negative 1 over 1. So I can go down 1 and to the right. But I see my line isn't going to meet the red line if I go that way. So I'm going to go up and to the left. And if you notice, I made that one dot pretty big because that is our solution. That is where it meets our red line. So that's the point where the lines intersect. Write that as an ordered pair. -2, -1. Remember to write your x coordinate first, your y coordinate second. And then check your solution. Maybe you graphed wrong. Maybe the equations weren't in slope-intercept form and you solved one of them wrong. If this ordered pair doesn't make both equations true, you need to go back and find your mistake. So remember, x, y. So looking at my red equation, I'm going to substitute -1 for y and -2 for x. And is this true? Well, 3 times -2 is -6, and -6 plus 5 is -1. So far it checks. It means it is on my red line. Is it also on my green line? We need to check both equations. So substituting -1 into my green equation and -2 into my red equation. In for x into my green equation. Now notice I have 2 negative signs. This first negative sign came from the negative on the x. The second negative sign came because my x is negative. So the opposite of -2 is +2, and 2 minus 3 is -1. So that checks as well. Again, if they don't both check, go back and find your mistake. Let's take a look at one more in this video. Put the equations into slope-intercept form. Mine already are. So I'm going to start by graphing. I'm going to call this my blue line. So on the y-axis, I'm going to go up 1 for my y-intercept. And my slope is -2 over 1. So I can fall 2 and run to the right 1. Or go up 2 and left 1. Now I'm going to graph my purple line. I'm going to start at 5 on my y-axis. And my slope is -2/3, so I can fall 2 and run to the right 3. But I don't see that hitting my blue graph, so I'm going to go up and to the left. And I think I found my point where they intersect, so I'm going to write my solution as an ordered pair, x coordinate first. And it looks like my ordered pair is -3, 7. You must check your solution into both equations. So checking my blue equation, I'm going to substitute 7 for y and -3 for x. Put a little question mark. Does it work? If it doesn't work, you made a mistake somewhere. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. 7 does equal 7, so my blue line checks out. Substituting into my purple line, whoops, we need to actually substitute, so instead of y, we've got 7. My x is negative 3. Now, a lot of you like to turn that into a fraction. Notice I have a 3 in the numerator and denominator, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel those. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Does 2 plus 5 equal 7? Yes. So that is the solution of my system.